Hello everyone and welcome back to AFE Sports, and it's the first time I've done this on YouTube. We are going to do our Game Week 22 Premier League predictions. Let's get into it. Starting off with the 7:30 Tuesday night kickoff with Nottingham Forest against Arsenal. Now Nottingham Forest drew to Bristol City away from home in the cup, so they've got a replay. They haven't won in 2024, which isn't really good. Nuno needs to start getting them some points, considering they've got a potential point deduction on the way. Arsenal had a break this weekend, obviously, because they got knocked out by Liverpool in the round before. But having said that, I still think Arsenal will win this. They've got enough. They've got the capability to win this now. They had their worst run of games in recent times for a while, losing all three in a row. But I think they bounce back, and I am going to go with an Arsenal 3-1 victory. Martinelli to get on the score sheet, and yeah, a bounce back for Arsenal. Then 15 minutes later, we go to Everton. Fulham versus Everton. Both teams crashed out of the cup on the weekend. Fulham losing to better opposition at home, but they just didn't look like they were getting going. They look like they're missing Calvin Bassey and Alex Iwobi. Everton, I don't know. I haven't really got anything. I'm wearing this top just because I can't not wear it. But I'm going to go for a draw. I don't see how either team will get the better of the other. If I had to pick one, I would have picked Fulham, just because Everton, if we still have the same midfield problems that we had in the weekend, then I don't see us winning the game or taking the game to Fulham like that. But it could be a 0-0 boring draw. I'm going to it. There will be a little day in the life. No Astros this time. Pain. But yeah, on TikTok, so tune in for that. But that is going to be a 0-0 draw. Then at the same time, we've got Luton versus Brighton. In the reverse fixture, Brighton battered Luton 4-1. But Luton, since then, have been getting good results. Obviously, they beat us in the cup on the weekend. Still very heartbroken about that. Do I think they win at home against Brighton? I'm going to go with no. But I am going to go with a 2-1 Brighton win. I don't think it will be as comprehensive as the home fixture was for Brighton against Luton. I think Luton have gotten a good core, and Barkley's doing well. You've got Carlton Morris as well. You've got Doherty. You've got a few good players there that are making a name for themselves and being very, very reliable when it comes to the big moments. And I think they'll just about lose this game 2-1. Then we go to 8 o'clock on the Tuesday, Crystal Palace versus Sheffield United. Now, both teams have had struggles with form. I mean, Sheffield United picked up a big point, obviously against West Ham at home, the dying moments of a penalty. And both teams had a break this weekend. But it's Crystal Palace at home, which I think is the factor as to why Palace will win 2-0. I mean, Eze will be the reason why, in my opinion, despite having this terrible time of... Obviously, they got battered by Arsenal 5-0 and people want Roy out. But for me, I think Palace get the win here. And I am going to go for a 2-0 win. I don't think Sheffield United get any goal. If they are going to somehow get a goal, it will be through Ben Brereton Diaz. But yeah, 2-0. And then probably the biggest game of the day, 8:15, Aston Villa versus Newcastle United. This is a big game for Aston Villa. If they want to be still seen as title contenders, they need to win these kind of games. Obviously, they drew to Chelsea on the Friday in the FA Cup, so they will be getting the replay back at home, which is good for them. But also, Newcastle got the win against Fulham yesterday, which to me seems a bit harsh for Newcastle to be playing on a Tuesday, but that's where the FA is weird. But for me, I'm going to go for a 2-1 Aston Villa win. I think they'll just have enough, and I think Newcastle will have to take this one on the chin, and it's not an embarrassment losing to Villa away. I mean, Arsenal lost to them, City lost to them, so yeah, 2-1 Aston Villa. Then we go to Wednesday, 7:30 kickoff, Tottenham versus Brentford, a London derby in the reverse fixture. It was the first game of the season at Brentford, and it was a 2-2 draw. No Tony, obviously then, but now Tony's back. Will it make a difference? Obviously, Son is not looking to be back based off how South Korea are doing it in the Asian Cup. But for me, Tottenham at home, they should still get the job done, and I'm going to go with a 2-1 Tottenham win. Will Werner get on the score sheet? I don't know. They didn't play too badly against City on the Friday, and arguably, controversially, lost the game. Decisions, consistency, it's not there this season, and I feel for Tottenham fans, but I still think Tottenham will win 2-1. Tony might get the consolation goal for Brentford, but Brentford can't just rely on Ivan Toney the whole time. For me, 2-1. Then we go to Manchester City, Burnley. This one could be very, very ugly. Vincent Kompany's return to the Etihad Stadium in the other dugout. The way that Burnley play and the way that Kompany insists on Burnley playing, this could be a battering, which is why I'm going to go with a 4-0 Manchester City win with Kevin De Bruyne back. Haaland was back in training last week. He probably start or come off the bench. This could be very, very worrying times for Burnley, but they're just going to have to take it on the chin. Yeah, for me, 4-0 Manchester City. This is probably the most straightforward one. And then 8:15, Liverpool versus Chelsea. Now, a lot of people like to get hyped up for this game, but in the past, like 3-4 years, there's only been one game that I remember from Liverpool-Chelsea being in the Premier League being memorable, and that was the time where it was Stamford Bridge, and I remember, I think it was Kovacic scoring that a screamer, and they came back, and it was ended up being a draw. But usually at Anfield, it's always boring. It's never good. It's either 1-1 or 0-0. But having said that, Liverpool have got some motivation, obviously with Jurgen Klopp announcing that he's leaving at the end of the season. I think Liverpool will win this 3-1, and I'm going for a Nunez brace and a Jota goal. 3-1 Liverpool. And then on to Thursday, West Ham versus Bournemouth at 7:30. I think West Ham, they've had obviously big misses, but now Kudus is back due to Ghana's terrible performance at AFCON, which is massive for West Ham, and therefore I think they do edge it out against Bournemouth just about, and I'm going to go for a West Ham 2-1 win. I just don't see without Kudus how they don't win. Obviously they've got no Paqueta, but they have Calvin Phillips. Could Calvin Phillips get his debut on Thursday? Hopefully, for his own sake, because obviously he's made this move for himself to try and get back into that England squad for the Euros. And 2-1 West Ham for me. And then the last game of the game week, 8:15, Wolves at home to Manchester United. Manchester United edged it just past Newport County. It wasn't convincing, and it wasn't a good watch if you're a Man United fan playing your strongest team against a team that's 16th in the League 2 and just about winning. I mean, they were 3-2 up. And then obviously Højlund got the killer goal, but Newport County were causing them problems and issues. That being said, I think they get a point here. I don't think they win, but I think Wolves will hold them to a point, and I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw. Wolves did very well, and they surprised me. I thought they were going to crumble. Obviously, their record at the Hawthorns wasn't good, and obviously terrible scenes during the game. No one wants to see that, obviously, but it just shows how mad the Black Country derby is, and it's been put on the map now, reminded people basically. But yeah, I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in that game. And those are my game week 22 predictions. Tell me what you lot think in the comments. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, and one last thing, stay healthy. Take care.